Hello there everyone, welcome back to another gate ruler video. It's a good day. We've got a new ruler from set 3. In addition, we also have a lovely little thing is the word I'm going to go with there. It's a little bit of stuff for set 3, but really the reason you're all here is the new ruler. Before I get into that though, thank you to Sundar, my sim and level supporter. If you want to pick up any gate ruler stuff, use my affiliate link in the description and subscribe to the channel. Right, let's talk. So let's go over it and then I will give my thoughts. So Overlord, deck building rules, level limit 60, counter limit 16, up to 2 factions, 50 cards in deck, up to 4 copies per card, legend limit 2. Setup, 2 cards in hand, 3 resources. Start a turn, choose 3 of your resources and ready them. Draw 2 cards. Summon cap 2. The cost you pay to play cards will always be 1. You can only ready resources at the start of your turn. You cannot play events on your opponent's turn, outside of CNTs. Okay, so there's actually quite a lot to break down here. The first thing, this is our teased hand ruler that doesn't pay costs. It does. I think that's probably for the best. I can imagine this being a bit ridiculous if it didn't. Okay, let's start with the simple stuff, right? Counter limit, normal. Factions, normal. Cards in deck, all that stuff. 2 legends, good, normal. The stats are 11, 4, 3. So 11 HP there, fine. 4 attack, big. 3 strike, of course, normal. It's going to be untapping 3, which is really nice. And, you know, you start... actually, I think that might be a mistake on the 3 cards in hand, because I believe it's 3 cards in the starting hand. I think that's a mistake. Pretty sure. Because I can see 3 there, but I'm pretty sure that's just a mistake. It should be 3. That's big. You know, it's the current state of energy rulers. Basically, the big problem with them is they can't really keep up with the kind of value you're going to be getting from a drive-based ruler, because basically Apprentice, it's just going to be shitting out value after value after value every single turn, right? And in addition to that, the sort of bigger thing is, defensively speaking, you know, you can just flip a zap, zap, zap. You can just, like, you can just randomly play something and destroy something. You can just, like, but with the problem with these, with Apprentice decks, you know, going into energy-based energy decks is, like, you cannot keep up. It's not the same playing field, right? You're having to manage your costs. And as a result, Apprentice can kind of just blow you out and you can't really recover, because it's not like there's some sort of, like, mechanic that lets you just get out of jail free. Like, nah, if you fall behind, you know, it takes a while to, like, accrue those resources as an energy-based ruler, and you're not going to be able to come back. So the thing I find most interesting about this is it basically goes, okay, fine, fuck events. You don't get those. So you cannot play events on your opponent's turn. It goes, you know what, fine, whatever. So what does that mean? Your reduced zeros, gone. Your counter speed interactions like Kami's Judgment or whatever, gone. You're not using any of those. Additionally, you can only ready resources at the start of your turn. So you're not going to be doing any crazy combos by using your win-wins or your disasters or the recently revealed one whose name I forgot. You're not getting any of those either, which is very interesting. So you're sacrificing a lot of things there. However, I would say that those were kind of things that, going into the Apprentice matchup, weren't necessarily helpful, right? Because on the event front, realistically, your events were not going to be things helping you win those matchups by nature of them, like, just, you know, they weren't as disruptive, and you were never going to be able to keep up with the level of defense that a red-pink Apprentice deck can put out, or a yellow-pink, for example, right? In addition, as nice as untapping is, realistically speaking, only readying resources at the start of your turn. Like it's sort of a combo thing. Like a lot of the time it would just be a dead card in your hand, right? You just be like, okay, well I gotta wait to use it, otherwise it's gonna feel bad, right? Like, you know, the amount of times I've drawn into a win-win and I've just not needed to untap, I've just use it to filter because like that's the only thing I could do. It sucks. So you're giving up two kind of not so major issues there. In exchange, you ready all 3 resources every single turn, and every card costs 1. So that means your level 3s cost 1, your level 2s cost 1, your level 1s cost 1, but your level 0s also cost 1. So that's important to keep in mind as well. That is extremely interesting. Personally, I think I am... So, in my mind already, I'm thinking a lot of combos here. Red is something I'm instantly inclined to play because of Haunting. This ruler with a level limit of 80, for example, could be pretty nuts. But of course, 11 life, those Hauntings are going to hurt. More likely, you may see yourself playing 2. What I think is very exciting is, of course, red-pink is going to be a thing here. There's no way it won't. This is like... This feels like it may be even a better version of AiboAcademy, because you can hold it. You can hold a hand and sort of choose how you want to do things. I can see that very much being a thing. Of course, you know, the cost is only ever going to be 1 for anything you drive, so it's not that big a deal, right? Suddenly, AiboAcademy becomes a lot more viable. However, more interesting, far more interesting to me, is going to be things like red-blue. Because now we're going to see, I think, some very interesting options with red-blue. Alice could be very interesting. We're going to see where that goes. I obviously really want that deck to be good. But, you know, kind of every combination of colours suddenly opens up in a new way with this ruler. And they'll be very different to play, very interesting to play. You know, I'm just very curious. Of course, you know, you get access to some crazy things like Cthulhu for 1. Cthulhu for 1! Of course, you know, is that going to be viable? I think very possibly. Blue-black Cthulhu in this could be pretty solid. I'm just very excited to deck build with this. Is this going to save energy decks? I don't know. I do think this is probably the best energy ruler by a considerable margin. I think we should appreciate the fact that it has 4 attack. That is big. I think the fact that it's letting you play your things cheaply is big. It's going to be a question of managing that level limit is really going to be the challenge here, but I am optimistic. I think that this ruler seems, with our current card pool, to be very strong. I think we will see how Japan takes this ruler, because I believe it's legal at the moment. Sort of at the moment this reveals, so we might see it in mini GPs. You might see it getting some tops, because there's nothing to me in theory that says at bare minimum you couldn't kind of just take a AiboAcademy deck and kind of use this, and that might be even better. I think this is going to open the doors to a whole lot of other combinations as well that perhaps are not as viable, but you know, being able to play everything for 1 could do the trick. I am optimistic. I think this could be the ruler that finally puts energy decks in the top tier. You know, they are still good. Don't get me wrong, right? Genesis Summoning is a knight deck, and that shit is top tier. But I am just very interested to see where it goes, because obviously this is not going to be an instant play, right? If your deck just needs a lot of big things, for example, Genesis Summoning, I'm not entirely sure you're going to be able to reduce that to like a level limit of 60. You might not even want to, right? Or you know, the 0-3-0 kind of flowy deck, the yellow-blue one. That's probably not going to work like this. Because obviously, well, it's certainly not going to work like this because you can't untap anything, right? Granted, your big things will be played for 1, and perhaps that's viable, but, you know, again, your level limit is only 60. That's like 20 level 3s and then 30 level 0s, and that means like more than half your deck is going to feel bad to draw. So, you know, it's worth keeping in mind. I will say, this does to me seem like a deck that Thousand Year Sakura is probably worth playing in. Because, yes, it is taking up your level limit. However, you start with 60, so that's worth keeping in mind. You already start with 60, and everything you get from that Sakura, like, it's all played for one, so it's kind of like a 1-cost Sakura is kind of a hell of a lot easier to justify, I feel, than 2-cost in this. I think it's interesting. I am really, really excited, and I cannot wait to try this. I feel like I've rambled. Let me get to that last little bit here that they showed us. This is cool. So here we have our box art for set 3. And I believe we have already got the art on the pack. That is the Owl big boy support, but we do not know, I don't think we know the actual bit on the box. It looks very nice. I'm very excited to get that. But yeah, man, I am excited for this set. Set 2 coming out in English very shortly. Expect unboxings and that sort of thing. And I'll tell you about this now. I've got a very interesting video about differences we will have in our meta that I think you'll want to pay attention to. So subscribe to the channel for that. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on the rule in the comment section down below. Join my Discord server if you want to talk about it. There will be a deck building channel going live before you see this video even, so it'll definitely be up by the time you see it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.